freezing cold today. I just wanted to do a little thing with, we've been prepping a little bit, just for, if the power goes out, winter storms and whatnot. And today I'm going to be doing potatoes. We had a really good sale at the local market, $3.99 for 15 pounds. So I've been blanching them and drying them on the dehydrator to put away for, if we can't get to the store, whatever. Then I have it in my pantry to be able to use for dinner or lunches or whatever. They turn out sort of like the Betty Crocker scallop potato type potatoes. So I figure if I put those away, vacuum seal them and stuff, they'll last for a really long time. And I can make my own stuff. I could even add them to soups and stews and things like that. So I'll take you along with me, show you how I do it, and hopefully we'll learn something together. Okay, so I've already got, here's the 15-pound bag of potatoes that I got for $3.99. So I thought that was a really good deal, and I wanted to take advantage of it. But with only 4 of us out of the 6 still home, 2 of the kids are grown, I knew we wouldn't use them up before they went bad in the potato bin. So I decided to dehydrate some. So here's what I've done so far. These were mashed, and I put them on the dehydrator trays like this. I think I'm going to powder them and use them to thicken soups and stews and things like that. And these are the slices, and I love how they came out. They're nice and white. I blanched them first and put them on the dehydrator tray. I sliced them with my Pampered Chef mandolin, and they came out beautiful. So we're gonna, as soon as I'm done filling this bag, or until the potatoes are totally gone, I'll put them in this. When it's full, then I'll put it in either a Mylar or a food saver bag and suck all the air out, put the oxygen absorber in and all that stuff, and stick it in the pantry and label it, and it will last for years. Here's my dehydrator, or one of them. This one has the fan in it. I like this one the best. I'm saving for an Excalibur, but they're, I think, $250, so it's going to take a little bit. And here's the potatoes that we'll do today. I only have 2 dehydrators and one of them's full. So I think that when I slice these up, it'll all fit on these trays here. I have 6 more trays to fill, and that'll be it for that batch. So I know it doesn't look like much. I have my other dehydrator here already filled with the potatoes from the last batch I did yesterday. I'm trying to do this one-handed to show you. Here's here are they are when they're drying, and they're almost dry, not quite. They still have that kind of thud to them when they start pinging then. And this one doesn't have a, I'll try to lift it up and show you. This one doesn't have a fan. It's just the heater coil, so you have to rotate the trays. First thing I do is fill a pot with cold water, just a little bit. After you peel the potatoes, you want to put them in water so they don't brown, they don't oxidize. Okay, so next, you just want to peel your potatoes. I know there's going to be some people saying that I'm wasting. I should be peeling with a potato peeler, but this is all going in the scrap, our compost pile, so it's really not going to waste. It'll help us with the garden next year. So, and you want to remove any, I don't know if you can see that, but there's some surface bruises and just blemishes. You want to get those off. So when I get these all peeled and put into my pot of water, I'll be back. Okay, so I have my potatoes, and I just have a small stainless steel colander that I use because I can stick it in the water and then I don't have to scoop the potatoes out after. I'll show you what I mean. And then also the Pampered Chef mandolin I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but it, you know, you can either stand it up with this thing, or just I put it on top of whatever the potatoes are going to go in, or whatever I'm slicing is going to go in. And it just goes back and forth like this. If you don't have one and you want to slice your potatoes, just try to make them as uniform as possible. That way they'll dry even. All of our slices are pretty uniform. Once in a while you get a really thin one. But, you know, you can pick through. You can't dry them too much. So I would just go with, you know, the thicker slices, and once they're done, you know everything else is done. So what I do is I just kind of get some of the starch out before I put the water on to blanch them. And you can see the water is kind of cloudy, so you want to get that starch, at least some of it out, because that's what will turn your potatoes like a brown when they oxidize. So now we can just strain them out. My water's boiling, nice fresh water, and I've had my potatoes sitting that were rinsed in the cold water. So I'm just going to add these in here, and I'm going to let this come back up to a pretty good rolling boil. So I'll cover that. Okay, so our potatoes have come up to a boil. I turned the burner off and just letting it steam. Rinse it off. My little helper is not here today, so I'm doing all this one-handed. Sorry about that. Alright, to cool off the potatoes even more, I'm going to fill the pan back up with water and kind of just submerge them in the colander for a little bit. Now that they're soaking, again, these, you don't want to cook them. You just want to blanch them. They're still raw. I let them boil for maybe a minute. The thinner ones are a little floppier, but again, they're not ripping apart. They're going to set on the trays just fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, these can take, I'll put them on this afternoon, and they'll probably take, I don't know, probably till tomorrow morning before they're dry. So I guess the Excalibur dehydrator is better. It's more efficient. It blows from the back. This blows from the bottom. And of course I showed you the other one that doesn't blow at all. So anyway, you just lay them out. Try not to overlap them too much. Obviously they won't dry as well, so I just kind of place them randomly. You don't have to be exact, but the more space in between, the better airflow you're going to have to dry them. So I will continue this, and when I get all the trays filled, I will be back. I have all the trays filled. There are 5 trays in this dehydrator, and then I did another one for the other dehydrator, which is the one I showed you in the laundry room. So we'll just stick the cover on and let this process, and I'll show you how they are when they're done. Guys, this is what we got out of 15 pounds of potatoes. I have 2 pretty full bags of the slices and 1 little one of the mash that I did. So it's unbelievable, huh? That doesn't look like 15 pounds of potatoes, but it's a good way to store it. That, and it's much lighter too. So alright, thanks.